Hello and welcome to another To It For Media feature interview. I'm your host Jhaka and today we will be meeting with all of the contestants and the reigning Miss Jr BVI ahead of the Miss Jr BVI pageant coming up on Thursday this week over at HLSCC. You don't want to miss it, so stay tuned.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin on set with the reigning Miss Jr BVI, Miss Angelique Letsam. Let's give her a second to introduce herself.
Hello everyone, my name is Angelique Beyonce Letsam and I am your reigning Miss Junior British Virgin Islands.
All right. Now, of course, we've been seeing you everywhere. It's been such a busy season and you're getting ready to hand over the crown. What has it been like your entire reign and especially the last few weeks?
Well, my reign has been unique from start to finish. Firstly, I was coronated, so that's not your typical way of winning, but something that I strongly believe is that it doesn't matter how you get the crown, it's what you do with it. Secondly, my reign was mostly spent in St. Thomas. I'm currently over there studying at the University of the Virgin Islands to receive my Bachelor of Arts in Biology, Psychology, and Communications. Aside from that, though, I really tried to ensure that even though I was over there, I made the effort to actually come back home and uphold the duties of my title, which involved going to various events within the community and taking part and letting my face be seen, as you've seen over the past couple of weeks. It's really been fun. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really happy to be back home.
All right, amazing. Now, one of the big things you've been doing recently is spending a lot of time with this year's contestants.
Yes.
What has that been like?
Funny enough, I've known all of the contestants prior to the pageant. So our contestant number one, Anaya Wilkinson, I've known her for about 10, 12 years. We went to primary school together, high school together. She's an absolute star. Crystal, contestant number two is Ariella.
Yeah.
Ariella Oliver. I actually went to BVI dance school with her, and she's an amazing dancer. And over the year that passed, I got to see her really develop in her skills with modeling and things of that nature, and she's phenomenal. Contestant number three, that's Crystal. She's actually my sister queen. She's the current reigning Miss HLSCC, and seeing her take on this journey of going towards another crown, it has been a joy. And yeah, just getting to know them on a deeper level, really going through this experience with them has been absolutely amazing.
Wonderful. It's always a great thing to see when girls have pageant sisters. There's obviously a sisterhood that develops because not only do you spend so much time around these people, but you know, you go through similar challenges and there's so many ways you can help each other as well. All right, now you did mention that you are currently in school, working on your bachelor's. Anything else coming up for you? What's next for Miss Letsam?
Well, something that I've been asked a lot recently is, will I miss being Miss Junior British Virgin Islands? And my brutally honest answer has always been no. And the reason why I say no is because there is nothing to miss. With the crown and without the crown, I am and always will be a queen. With the title and without the title, I am and always will be an ambassador for the Virgin Islands. So for me, what's next is, of course, receiving my bachelor's degree and going through whatever the experiences that God has planned for me to grow as an individual and just continue becoming who I was meant to become in this life, you know?
Amazing. It sounds like you're on the right path in that regard, of course. And we do wish you the best in all your future endeavors. And we're looking forward to seeing you front stage during the entire pageant on Thursday. And of course, handing over the crown.
I'm excited. This is a show that you guys do not want to miss. All of the contestants are absolutely lovely. And any one of them would be worthy of this title. So definitely come out and don't miss it.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and viewers, with that, we take you to a quick commercial break. Stay with us because when we return, we speak with contestant number 1.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. As promised before the break, we are now joined on set by contestant number 1. Let's give her a moment to introduce herself.
Thank you for having me, first of all. Hello, everyone. My name is Anaya Victoria Jean Wilkinson, your contestant number 1 for the Miss Jr British Virgin Islands 2023 pageant. I like to describe myself as a movement expressionist. It's just a fancy way of saying that I am a dancer. I was raised here in Tortola, British Virgin Islands, where I was able to complete my primary and secondary level of education. I now attend the University of North Carolina School of the Arts, pursuing my Bachelor of Fine Arts in Contemporary Dance. I thank you.
All right, that was an amazing introduction.
Thank you.
Now let's zone into the pageant. Tell me a bit about your platform. What is it and why you chose it?
Well, my platform has everything to do with my being as a dancer. I want to showcase and promote the non-traditional studies within the BVI because I feel like we tend to showcase more the traditional route, being an accountant, a banker, a lawyer, a doctor, and so on. And I feel like there's such creative minds in the BVI, and I feel like we need to exemplify them and show them what they are made for and let them have that outlet to present themselves in a creative space rather than forcing them into a space that they might not feel comfortable. Because I definitely felt that when I was looking for my next career, and now I'm happy to say that I can show myself as a dancer.
That's a very important word to use in your explanation, the word happy. Because finding what you want to do in life has a lot to do with finding something that you can wake up every day and be happy to go and do. Because, you know, the discussion surrounding mental health has gotten so much bigger recently, and that's very important. Now, what inspired you to participate in Miss Jr BVI this year?
It's very funny in terms of what got me into this pageant, because a lot of persons, when they saw me doing the pageant, they were very surprised because I'm not really a pageant girl, I'm the dancer, and then everyone knows Anaya the dancer rather than the pageant girl. But honestly, when it comes to this pageant, I wanted to do something different. And I say that in terms of being frustrated with my art. When you're an artist, you're very passionate about what you're doing and your art and your dance. And having to be in that 24/7, because I dance 8 hours a day, every single day. So I felt like I needed a break. Sometimes you just have to let go and see different outlets and what you can do. And I feel like this pageant really gave me that outlet to show different versions of Anaya Wilkinson. And I really wanted to do that with this pageant.
And how have you been preparing for the pageant?
Just like my dancing, long hours of going. There is never a time to sit down, and honestly, I'm very used to that, so it hasn't been much of a hard thing for me, but it's definitely when it's become a different way of doing it and a different space, because in the dance world, you're in the studio 24/7, doing counts, doing everything, but now you're in the studio walking and talking and doing stuff like this, but it's all been great and fun.
Right. Now, what would you say sets you apart from the other contestants?
I like to first say that all the contestants, myself and the 2 others, are very beautiful people. They're all like great, and I've been very happy to be with them. I got very lucky with my fellow contestants. But in terms of what sets me apart is that I am an all-arounder. I can do anything you give me and do it better, honestly. I've always been the type of person that would take on any task and be able to do it 10 times better than you expected. I've always been the child also to be in so many extracurricular activities. I did karate, I did violin, I did dance. I can't sing, but I can try. But I'll definitely try my best. But again, I'm just the type of person that will really put their all into anything they do. And I think that really sets me apart.
All right, now, as we're speaking about qualities, because that's definitely an important one, what qualities do you believe make you a role model for young girls in the BVI?
In terms of being a role model, especially young women, I feel like we tend to have this stigma that you have to be this dignified and very elegant and feminine woman. But I feel like there is a sense of being strong and being able to even
show your masculine features in a place of power. And if I were to have the crown, I would definitely want to show like younger women that they don't always have to be the graceful, dainty woman who always sits like this and feels the need to do that. You can take charge of a room and show that you have a voice, even as a young woman. So I definitely would show that as being a role model, especially for younger women.
All right, that's wonderful. Now, how do you handle challenges and setbacks? Because we know things aren't always smooth sailing.
Yeah.
And what kind of advice would you give to other young people to deal with those kinds of situations?
Well, specifically for this pageant, I definitely had my setbacks in terms of how I would deal with something not going right. I am honestly a perfectionist. I would like everything to go right, but that's just not possible. It's not reality. And in terms of that, I learned that you have to let go sometimes. You have to not hold on too much on your fallbacks and look at the positive. Look at what you did properly. Look at what you did great. Because maybe I stumbled on a word or fumbled on a word, but what I said came across and it touched somebody. So in terms of advice, I would tell people to like be able to let go of your frustrations, let go of what's holding you back and what you feel is wrong or what's something that you did wrong. Like, I think of the picture of like if you're holding a rope and something heavy on the side and you need to let go of it in order to feel that relief. Just let it happen. Just let go. It's easy. It's easier said than done, but yes.
Okay. Now, what does empowerment mean to you? And how would you promote it among youth in the BVI?
Empowerment is a very strong word. It is. And I feel like when it comes to empowering oneself, the first thing you need to do is stop comparing yourself to others. And I feel like especially when I was younger, I always had this feeling of needing to compare myself to someone that was better than me. Oh, this person did better in grades, I need to compare myself and do better. But what did Anaya Wilkinson do? What did she do to empower herself and be better? It's not always needing to look at the person that's ahead of you or even behind you. You have to look at yourself and see yourself in the mirror rather than seeing someone else's reflection. Yeah.
All right. Now, in your opinion, and of course, as a young person yourself,
Yes.
what's the most critical issue facing youth in the BVI right now? And in what way would you like to help address that issue?
In terms of the most critical issue in the BVI, specifically for youth, I would target this answer specifically to persons that are graduating from high school and who are looking to find a career path. Again, it ties into my platform. Just being able to find that outlet where you do feel happy, like you said, where you feel like you can wake up in the morning and go to this place every day. Because some persons can't just sit behind a desk and do it all day, but some persons can. And being able to find that is something that's very hard sometimes for persons. And I feel like in the BVI, we kind of have this small box that we tend to put persons into. Oh, you can only do this job, you can do that job. But there's such a wide range that we can allow persons to do different things. Because again, the creatives is not very exemplified in the BVI, and I want to change that with my reign. If I do get the reign, I want to get the reign. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Now, should you get the reign that you're after,
Yes.
that of course makes you, well, kind of puts you in the spotlight as an ambassador
Yes.
for the Virgin Islands.
Yes.
Now, under that spotlight, how do you intend to promote cultural diversity and heritage traditions of the Virgin Islands?
That is a very good question. I'll say that first. But in terms of that, I feel like I already do that. As I said before, I go to the University of North Carolina School of the Arts, which is away. And every time I go there, I walk around and people ask me, oh, where you're from? Of course, I'm going to say I'm from the British Virgin Islands. I exemplify BVI pride wherever I go to. I'm actually an executive member in the International Students Club and the Artists of Color at my school. And I want to allow persons to know what the BVI is, because we may be small, but we have big personalities and we have so much going for us. And I feel like we need to exemplify that even more. And I already do that even without the ring. I don't need the crown to do that. But with the crown, it would definitely be better. Yeah.
All right, now we've come to the end of the interview, but of course, I just want to give you a moment to talk to anybody out in the audience, anybody watching, and tell them why they should come out on Thursday and support you in the pageant.
Of course. Thank you again for having me.
You're welcome.
On August 3rd, 8 p.m. sharp at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium, you will see a show that you will never forget. Your contestant number 1 will be tearing up the stage and leaving everything that she has on that stage. And of course, I will not leave anything behind. Be sure to come and support me on Thursday, 8 p.m. sharp at Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium for the Miss Jr British Virgin Islands 2023 pageant. Thank you, and thank you again.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
And viewers, thank you for watching this segment. Of course, we head into a quick commercial break. When we continue with the program, we will be speaking with contestant number 2.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way that day.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hop. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Now on set, we are joined by contestant number 2. Let's give her a chance to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Ariella Oliver. I'm 15 years old. I was born here in the beautiful British Virgin Islands. I've attended numerous schools, including Little Lighthouse, Ebenezer Thomas, Pelican Gate, and St. George's Secondary. Right now I'm currently homeschooling because I am traveling a lot due to my modeling, and I have a great passion for modeling, so the homeschool has definitely helped me to do my travels and focus on other things that I love, like dance and surfing and spending time with my friends. Yeah.
Amazing, living the teenage dream. All right, now for this pageant, what is your platform?
My platform is all about promoting the importance and love of reading. When I was in Ebenezer, I loved the bookmobile. Every time that the bookmobile came around, I was first in line, ready to pick out my book. And I guess since the hurricane, the bookmobile hasn't really gone around. So one of my biggest points that I want to make during my time as a contestant, and even if I win Miss Jr BVI, even if I don't, I still want to help the community gain back reading and literature, because it is very important, especially as children growing up. I feel like reading here isn't as strong as it used to be. And reading definitely helps you grow as a person with your grammar, literature, personality, everything. So reading is very important to me, and I love reading. So.
Amazing. Now, that's a very important point, especially with young people coming up. You said that this was very impactful for you when you were in primary school?
Yes.
That's a very good demographic to be targeting in terms of encouraging reading. Now, what inspired you to participate in Miss Jr BVI this year?
What inspired me to participate this year is I always looked up to women who held the crown and held the title. I have been friends with a lot of people who hold the title, including Miss BVI, Miss Universe BVI, Miss Teen BVI, even Angelique, who's the current reigning Miss Junior. I've just been around them a lot of my life, and I've been inspired by them, and I love the BVI so much. This place will always be my home, and I would just love to be able to represent when I go away for my modeling and whatever the world
has in store for
you?
you?
Exactly. I just would love to be able to represent the BVI.
Okay. How have you been preparing for the pageant? I mean, with everything that you have going on in between your travels, how has the preparation been?
We got like a short amount of time to prepare, so it has been stressful, if I'm being honest, but it has been going quite smoothly recently, so it's pretty good. But I did have to leave Ireland for a couple weeks due to family problems, so that did set me back a little bit, but I feel prepared, I feel calm, I'm not stressing out too much, so I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling really good.
And what's it been like growing your sistership with the other contestants? And what would you say sets you apart?
Well, I've known a lot of them pretty much my whole life. I grew up dancing with Anaya. Me and her were in the same dance company for a number of years. I modeled with Angelique. I didn't really know Crystal, but her and I have gotten close, and she's a really amazing person. But I think what sets me apart is I form really good connections with people, genuine connections. I click with people easy. I can hold conversations. I have a love for everyone. I don't really dislike people. Like I love
person.
people. Yeah, I'm a people person. So I think that is something that sets me apart a little bit.
All right, and that's something very important for someone seeking an ambassadorship role, because of course these connections that you intend to build will be beneficial for the territory. All right, now let's continue on the path of qualities. What qualities do you believe that you possess that make you a role model for young girls in the BVI?
I'm a peacemaker. I create bridges where there are gaps, whether it be in friends, in workplaces, in family. I just like to bring peace to situations, find solutions, and I think that's a really good quality that
Absolutely. Find peace, not conflict.
Yeah.
And of course, in life, not everything can go smoothly, although, a lot of people would prefer if they did. Not everything can go smoothly. So in times when you have challenges or setbacks come your way, how do you handle those? And, what recommendations would you make to other young people to handle those kinds of challenges?
I work quite well under pressure, and whenever challenges come my way, my mom is definitely a very big help. She helps me a lot with my challenges. But I'd say for other people struggling with things, I'd say just take a moment and just slow down. Take time to process everything that's going on and just really slow down. 'Cause slowing down is definitely a good thing, because when you're just constantly going, it just gets too much. So definitely slowing down and just breathing, taking some time for yourself. Taking breaks is very important. So that's some advice that I would give people. And don't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
Don't overstress yourself.
Sometimes you overthink the situation so much you blow it up and out of proportion. And of course, like when you're learning to drive, they always tell you could always hit the brakes when you need to. So we could apply that to life a lot of the time as well. Now, for you as a young woman coming up in the Virgin Islands, what does empowerment mean to you? And in what way would you encourage other young people to empower themselves?
Empowerment to me is like harnessing freedom and confidence, and I would just encourage people to find their own confidence within and self-love.
Would you say that modeling and possibly now pageantry has helped you on your own journey of empowerment?
It definitely has. A lot of things have prepared me for this pageant with my modeling, a little bit of acting experience, my dance. A lot of things have prepared me for this pageant when it comes to confidence and empowerment.
Wonderful. Now, in your opinion, and of course, as part of the demographic, what would you say is the most critical issue facing young people in the Virgin Islands right now? And in what way would you like to assist in addressing that issue?
This definitely ties back into my platform about reading. I feel there is definitely a drop in children's reading abilities. And I think just having more literature and reading would definitely solve a lot of the problems, because a lot of children are on their phones too much. I even agree that I'm on my phone too much. So I think definitely just taking a step back from the online world and opening a book, it's just very good for your mind, body, and soul. So I would definitely like to promote reading.
Would you say that the establishment of more public libraries and school libraries is something you'd encourage?
Yes, definitely. I really want to get more libraries on island, possibly one in every district. That's definitely the main goal, but we have to start small.
Of course.
So that's definitely something I would really love to do.
All right. Now, for you as a Virgin Islander, of course, the territory has such a rich cultural history, and I mean, in every breath of the Virgin Islands, whether it be the food, the clothes, you know, everything comes up and is authentically BVI. In what way, as an ambassador for the territory, would you seek to encourage cultural diversity and the upholding of traditions and heritage?
Definitely encouraging more people to learn about their culture, whether they were born in the British Virgin Islands or anywhere else, just to really connect with your past and look towards the future. I definitely think as a growing society, we do need to be more inclusive, not just talking about the British Virgin Islands, just the world as a whole. Cultures do need to be a little bit more inclusive and understanding of other people's cultures, and just understanding that not everybody does it the same and everybody has different values and religions. And I just think we need to have a neutral understanding of everyone's past and cultures and just be more inclusive and just look at people as the person they are versus their religion, their culture, their upbringing.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Of course, before we wrap up the interview, I just want to give you a chance to speak to the viewers and encourage anybody who may be watching to come and support you on Thursday.
Yeah. So on Thursday, August 3rd, 8 p.m. sharp at the Eileen Parsons Auditorium, me and my fellow contestants will be putting on an amazing show, and I invite you all to come watch and support.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
you.
And we head to another quick commercial break, but when we return, we have contestant number 3. You don't want to miss it, so stay tuned.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. We are now entering the final segment of today's program where we are joined by contestant number 3. Let's give her some time to introduce herself.
Good day, everyone. My name is Crystal Michelle. I am your contestant number 3. I am devoted to putting my best foot forward in everything that I do, and I'm a student at the H. Laverty Stout Community College. I'm 21 years of age, and I was born and raised in the British Virgin Islands.
Amazing. Now, tell us a bit about your platform in this pageant and why you chose this platform.
So I chose the platform of child abuse awareness, and the reason I chose this platform is because I feel as a community we don't spend enough time paying attention to this matter. So I wanted to shed light and bring awareness to the community.
Amazing. And of course, it's very important that we keep an eye on this because those are the formative years of the next leaders of the society.
Development way more than people think. We dive into depression and mental health is a big thing. So child abuse awareness is very important. Very important.
It's very good to see the Caribbean coming away from a point where it was like depression didn't exist or like certain things didn't matter.
Depression is so very real in the BVI. It really is. And it is something that we do need to spend time on as well.
Absolutely. Now, what inspired you to participate in the Miss Jr BVI pageant this year?
What inspired me to run for Miss Jr BVI this year is I do have a deep admiration and love for pageantry. And also, I think it would be an amazing way to be an ambassador for my country.
All right, that's very important actually. And of course, being Miss Jr BVI is in fact an amazing way to be an ambassador for your country. But of course, you're already doing that because from what I understand, you do have some history in pageantry as well, right?
Yes, I do. I am still your reigning 2022 Miss HLATCC. The show was supposed to happen in April, but it got pushed back to September 2nd, so I hope to see you guys there.
All right. Now, how has it been preparing for the pageant?
Preparing for the pageant has definitely been tedious and stressful at times, let's say. But overall, it has been amazing. It has been an amazing learning experience. And I'm so excited for you guys to come and see what I have in store.
All right. You know what they say, big effort, big reward. Now, what would you say sets you apart from the other contestants?
I would say what sets me apart from the other contestants is my positive attitude towards every obstacle. I always face them head on, and I try my best to think positively so I can have a positive outcome.
Words to live by. What qualities do you believe that you have that make you a good role model for young girls coming up in the BVI?
What qualities I believe makes me a good role model would be my will to succeed and definitely my determination. A year ago, actually, I was in an accident that almost took my life. And I was busted, bruised, scarred, and I actually swore to never run for a pageant again because I didn't like how I looked. But I pushed past it and I'm here. And so I think it would show young girls today that you can push past anything. It is in your mind completely. Your mind is very powerful and you can do anything you set your mind towards.
Now, earlier on, you mentioned that you confront challenges head on. And of course, that would be an example of an incident in which you address the challenge head on. Further, what advice would you give to other young people when facing similar situations?
Setbacks can definitely be frustrating. I get frustrated. I'm only human. But what I do is I take a step back and I remember that everything happens for a reason. And so I'm able to regroup myself and start again. And that is the advice that I would give to anyone. You always want to take a step back, look at the entire picture, regroup, and come again.
Now, what does empowerment mean to you? And in what ways would you encourage other young people to become empowered?
Empowerment means to me being true to yourself. You can't get any more power within yourself than being your authentic self. And so I would definitely encourage our youths and anyone in general to be true to yourself. That way you won't have to hide or lie about anything, and that way you feel empowered.
Right. Now, in your opinion, and of course, as part of the demographic in question, and as someone who is focusing on child abuse as your platform, of course, what would you say is the most critical issue facing young people in the British Virgin Islands?
The most critical issue that we are facing in the BVI in regards to my platform, which is child abuse awareness, I would definitely say that we do not pay attention enough to child abuse. It is very real in the BVI, and I do intend to advocate awareness through educating the community, of course, and partnering with different associations such as social development that can assist with my endeavors.
All right. And of course, you did mention that paying attention is the main issue.
Yes.
And I think to add to that, it's also very important for people to know what to look for.
This is why bringing awareness is so important, because if we don't know what to look for, then we can't help. So awareness is key.
Absolutely. Now, of course, in your experience, you already held a crown. So you know for sure that being an ambassador within the BVI means that the mantle is passed to you to promote cultural diversity, heritage, and tradition. How do you intend to continue to carry that mantle should you become Miss Jr BVI?
I do intend to helping continue carrying the mantle by partnering with different departments, such as the cultural department, that can help us showcase more of our culture. Diversity in the BVI is such a beautiful thing. Like I said, my roots are from St. Lucia, and so I add to the diversity. But it is still very important for us to hold on to our BVI culture.
All right. And of course, the BVI is often described as a cultural melting pot. There's so much positive going on
all
here.
All the seasons.
Yes. Of course. Now, before we wrap up, I just want to give you a chance to invite the public to come and support you on Thursday.
Everyone, my name is Crystal Michelle. Once again, I am your contestant number 3, and I'm inviting you to come out on August 3rd at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium so you can see me showcase my glitz and glamour for Festival 2023. See you there.
All right. Now, thank you so much for your time today, and of course, we wish you all the best in the pageant.
Thank you so much.
And viewers, thank you so much for being here with us today. We have come to the end of our program, but stay tuned to 284 Media for more great content.